Hi, everybody. This is Professor Bowen-Moore. This video is to show you Figma and how to create your prototype, your high-fidelity prototype of your mobile app here. So I'm going to share my screen here. And so you'll see some navigation on the left. I've already named this with the student example, but you can rename or name it according, the same as your other files. So your last name and then underscore in the project title. So you can name this project. And then on the right side, you will see design mode, you will see prototype mode, and so we'll primarily be working in both of those. You'll see where we can share. The little play button is where you can test your prototype after you've created your interactivity. And at the bottom here, you'll see your menu. So we'll have a selection tool, we'll have the frame tool. You've got other tools here too, but we're not building your screens here. So really all we need to use are these first two on the left here, the move tool and the frame tool. So the first step is to create our frames. Now this student has a lot of frames, so I may not do all of her app, but for this demonstration, but I'll show you the gist of it. And we can go from there. So I'm going to select the frame tool. When I select that, you'll see on the right-hand side, you will see several templates or presets, if you will. I know InDesign also had iPhone 10. You may have selected that, or Android or Samsung, but you can select. They don't have iPhone 10 here. It's much more updated. So I'm just going to choose the iPhone 16 Pro Max here for the demonstration purposes. It'll fit the same. So I have my frame here. You can move it around. You can continue to hit frame and select the same preset, or you can hold your option key down and click and drag more frames. Now this student, like I said, had several frames. So I'm just going to lay several out here. I'll make sure that I do her loading screen so that you can see how that is adapted as well. Once you've got your frames, this is really the real tedious part right here, is really just getting the images inside the frame. So basically, I'm going to select the frame, and now we can drag and drop. Now, make sure before you've done the Figma or opened Figma that you have gone into InDesign, into your InDesign file, your INDD, and you file export all of your screens. And you're going to export them as JPEG. Make sure when the extra screen pops up that you select all screens. And when you click export, I would go ahead and export them to your desktop so that you can easily drag and drop into the Figma area. So all of your screens will be individual JPEG images. Okay. And you can go above these screens and label them. So for instance, this might be phone screen with icon. If you did a loading screen, which is optional, home screen, primary, home, hidden navigation, and so on. So you've got the gist there. This allows you to see the actual screen label when you are adding your interactivity there. So the first thing I'm going to do is just drag in my screens. So you'll see they're much bigger than the frames here. So you can zoom in and out. Now, a lot of your shortcuts are going to be the same as in InDesign. You're going to have your, Command Z is undo. Your Option and spacebar is the hand tool to allow you to move around, move everything around. Command plus and minus is your zoom in and zoom out. So really it's just getting these in, and you don't have to use your Command Shift to scale these proportionally. Luckily, these will automatically scale proportionally as you move, scale them down to fit in the frames. Gotta find frame 4, there we are. And when you export your JPEGs, they'll be numbered in order of your screens as you have them in InDesign. So that would be a good reason to have them in order. So this one here is going to be a scrolling screen. This one she has is her rationale. So you can see it's very long. So I can click on the frame itself. And I can lengthen that. Out of the way. I can lengthen it the length of her screen here. So really when you're scaling it, you just want it to fit the width, and then you can extend the frame to be the length of the image itself. And then we'll just keep going. Let's see. She's got a membership. So this will take just a minute. So as you go, you can just kind of get once you've got these in there, then we'll be ready to, oops. I think I drug that one to the wrong one. Here we go. Make sure we get through the order itself. And like I said, you may not have this many screens. And some of these may be duplicate screens, but you really just, the duplicate screens that are exactly the same, you don't have to put them in there twice. I just want to get through so I can show you the gist of it. And I think that is, we're almost there. I'll need one more frame after this. Just put it down here. It really, like I said, it really doesn't matter where all your frames are. How you organize them here is up to you. So once you've got all of your screens in the frames and in place here, like again, you can go ahead and label them if you would like. That just kind of saves you some time. But from here, we'll go into prototype mode. So here we're going to create more frames, and then we'll create the interactivity. So from the frames themselves, we'll put them around the clickable item. So here we're going to put a clickable item around the icon. Again, let me go into prototype mode first. And you'll see these little dots in the middle of the frames, and when you hover over them, they'll turn into plus signs. Those are going to help you navigate where this. So if we were to click on this, where would this lead to? So this allows you to just drag where the next screen is. So here, if we click on the icon, it's going to lead us to the loading page in this particular case. And when you do this, you're going to have a pop-up screen that allows you to select the interaction, because so you've got a trigger you can do while hovering. You can do, on like a click, can be a drag, whatever. You can have whatever animation, it'll scroll to, open overlay. You can, this is where the labeling of your phone screens, if you want to just designate where this is going, but you can also drag. So in this case, you'll see an arrow to where you drag it to. Here we already have the frame around the whole screen here, so we will just click and drag this to the home page, and that will lead us to the home page. Now from here you may have several frames to put in, so we'll have one on the menu. We will have one maybe on new arrivals. And I like to go, if you want to save some time, I go ahead and put in all my frames of where I know I'm going to have clickable items on each screen. So like here, I know I'm going to have the sign up. So I'll put a frame around that. I know I'm going to have one around clothing. I also know I'm going to have one about us that's going to lead us to the rationale. So I'll have those on the rationale page. On every screen, she's going to have a logo. The logo type acts as the home button. So I'll have a frame around the menu, the home button. Here, it will be around the menu, the home button. If I click on this first cell, it's just going to come and have it pretty much filled out. Actually, that is a later screen. We're not quite there yet. So you can kind of see the picture here of me, just going ahead and putting frames around the clickable items. Then I can go and do all the navigation or select where they are going. So here again, so this part, you're just basically putting all the clickable items in place. Now we'll join now. Here we'll continue shopping. So be consistent and thorough. I could probably extend this just over the whole picture on this one, because we're going to be looking at tops. Here we're going to be selecting a top to look at here. Again, we'll go ahead and make all of this, no matter where we are in the app, we can get to the home page and the menu. Here again, and we are going to add this to our bag as well. So we want that selected, home page. So you get the gist of this here. Now we'll check out. I think I had the screen twice. I didn't mean to. I had it up there at the beginning. So when I select that first cell, it'll pop up with this screen already filled out, just to save some time. And then order received, obviously, you know, she has a home button down here, but she really didn't need that, because she has the menu and the logo type at the top, which acts as the home button as well. I don't think put it on these two. So once you've done, you know, I find that you can do this as you go along and create the navigation. I just personally find this much easier to put all my frames in place. And then all I have to do from here is go back to the frames. We've already done the loading screen to the home page here. So from here, we'll select that frame. I'm going to drag that to the menu. We're already on the home page, so we don't need that. From here, we'll do the sign up. Here, this is where you may want to zoom out a little bit. So this is the sign up screen. So if I select this, I'm going to drag it to this screen. I'm just keeping the basic on tap on this and an instant animation. You can make this dissolve or move in, move out, or slide in, whatever you want to do there, from left to right or right to left. Then I am going to have this go back to the menu. And then this go back to home. Once we're on this page, same thing. You'll just have a lot of these that repeat, going back to the home page and the menu. And then here we're going to join. So that leads us to this page. And here we'll continue shopping. So this will go basically to our category page, which would also be, if we click clothing, that would lead us to this page as well. So you can kind of see like how you're dragging the action and the result of that action. So to test this, you'll go back to the first page or the beginning of the flow, and then you can test it by clicking on the present or play button on the right side, and then it's going to bring up, let me make sure that it is sharing that screen. All right, and so now we can click on the items that are clickable. So here we've got About Us, which I haven't done yet. But if they click on the wrong thing, it'll flash blue to show where you will click on. So if I click on clothing, tops, so you can see that, you know, you can check your interactivity as you go. So that's really the big thing, and how you're going about the prototype and creating your interactivity. Once you are done with your prototype, you will click share, and you will just copy the link. So don't put my email here and send it an invite. It has to have permission to view. So I will not be able to see your prototype if you do it this way. So just click copy link, and then when you send me an email, just paste the link inside an email and then email the link to me. So do it that way. But that is the gist of how to create your interactivity and your high fidelity prototype. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks for listening.